Coronavirus is causing cancellations, positive legalization news for one African nation, and some clarification from Major League Baseball are all coming up on our top stories. Today is Thursday, March 5th, and the TRICHOMES Morning Buzz starts now.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
Cannabis trade events are feeling the side effects of the coronavirus. Cannabis industry conferences are important for businesses to market their products and create relationships with potential vendors and buyers. According to MJ Biz Daily, some events in the U.S. and overseas have been postponed or canceled due to coronavirus fears. Natural Products Expo West, which included a number of CBD exhibitors, abruptly postponed its 2020 event in Anaheim, California after a huge number of registered exhibitors and attendees announced plans to drop out because of coronavirus concerns. Cannatech, a prestigious event focused on medical cannabis innovation scheduled to begin March 30th in Tel Aviv, Israel, also announced plans on Tuesday to postpone its event until mid-June, citing recommendations from the Israeli Ministry of Health, the World Health Organization, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Our number one concern is the health and safety of our attendees and speakers, our partners, our colleagues, and our vendors, Saul Kay, CEO of ICANN, Israel Cannabis, which owns the conference, said in announcing the decision.
The University of Kentucky to become a leader in research for medical cannabis. A bill establishing the Kentucky Center for Cannabis Research at the University of Kentucky to advance the study of cannabis use for medical treatment received tentative approval from a legislative committee on Tuesday. The proposed center would allow for the university to become a leader in the United States on the topic, officials said, conducting research that would include clinical studies and trials, pharmaceutical development, analysis of potential risks or side effects, and reviews of other research. State Representative Kim Moser said, "It's important that cannabis be researched for its effectiveness as a medication and that physicians understand how to dose and prescribe it. It's critical researchers and prescribers know what the indications are, and most of all, that patients get what they think they are getting," Moser said. Shanna Babylonis, a researcher of the University of Kentucky College of Medicine and Center on Drug and Alcohol Research, told lawmakers Tuesday that she is one of the only researchers in the country conducting controlled cannabis research. One of her current projects gives people cannabis to smoke to study various issues.
Malawi legalizes cannabis cultivation for medical and industrial use. The cultivation of cannabis for medicinal and industrial uses was legalized in Malawi on Thursday with the passage of a bill by the country's parliament. The move comes as the southern African nation seeks to find alternatives to the country's top export tobacco, which is waning in popularity globally with the success of anti-smoking campaigns. Legalization of this crop will contribute in the diversification of the economy and boost the country's exports, especially at this time when tobacco exports are dwindling. The measure passed by lawmakers legalizes the cultivation of cannabis for the production of medicines and hemp fiber. The recreational use of cannabis will still be against the law. The bill also establishes the nation's Cannabis Regulatory Authority, which will issue licenses to cultivate, process, distribute, and export the crop. The agency will also issue permits to conduct scientific research on cannabis.
Baseball players can smoke cannabis but can't be sponsored by cannabis companies. According to Marijuana Moment, with spring training now in full swing, Major League Baseball is further clarifying its stance on cannabis. Players can now consume cannabis without risk of discipline, the league explained in a new memo, but they can't show up to work under the influence and, at least for now, are barred from entering into commercial arrangements with companies in the cannabis industry. The league also says it's teaming with product testing organization NSF International to analyze and certify legal, contaminant-free CBD products in order to allow teams to store them on club premises. Players also can't cash in on the green rush, at least not yet. Despite the mad dash by some legal companies to secure celebrity spokespeople, the league says its players may not invest or be sponsored by the legal cannabis industry. MLB says it intends to release a separate bulletin regarding investments in and commercial arrangements with companies that produce, market, sell, and or distribute natural cannabinoids. But until such guidance is issued, any such investments or commercial arrangements are still considered to be prohibited in ordinance with current practices, the MLB Deputy Commissioner said.
And that was today's Buzz. Comment on these stories and more with the community at trichomes.com/morningbuzz. And be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, where your comment could be featured if it sparks up a conversation. My name is Allison Ben-Yehuda.
And my name is David Fortson. Have a good one.